god, this feels so weird. So if I'm a little nervous, this is like my first official YouTube video. I used to actually make YouTube videos when I was probably like in middle school. So the channel that you're watching now, I've had this channel since like 5th grade, and I used to make like little YouTube videos, and I wasn't allowed to post them to YouTube because I was too young, so I would just edit them and keep them on my computer. So I like to say that I kind of know what I'm doing, but I definitely don't. So hello, if you guys, you're probably all new and you've never watched me before because I never posted a video before. So hi, my name's Eliza, and I am going to be answering your guys' questions. So I had you ask me questions on TikTok, just kind of as a little introduction video, just so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. So I'm really excited. I got a lot of questions, so I'm obviously not going to be able to answer all of them. But if you guys are still interested, I can always do a second Q&A if that's something that you want to see. Okay guys, so the first question, let's get into it. I'm reading them off my iPad because I'm filming on my phone. So if you see me looking down, that's why. But the first question, I'm kind of just going to morph them together because I kind of all got similar questions. But they were, how old am I? What school do I go to? What is my major? Yeah, those were kind of the big main ones. So I want to address those first, just because I feel like they're important to know. So I recently just turned 22 a couple weeks ago. So I am 22 years old. I am a junior at LAM College, and my major is fashion marketing. So I've been here for about 3 years now, and yeah, it feels like I'm doing an interview right now. So I need to loosen up a little bit, so just forgive me. Well, I'll get better with time, as time goes on, but right now, I'm feeling a little weird. So that is the answer to that question. A lot of people also asked how I got started in New York, and the simple answer is college. College is what brought me here. I applied to this school in high school, and when I got accepted, that was something that I knew I wanted to do. It's a dream I've always had, was to live in New York, so I kind of followed that dream, and I moved here when I was 19, I believe. Another question that I also got a lot was why I started making TikToks and how did I feel after one of my first TikToks I ever posted kind of blew up in a sense. So I honestly just filmed a TikTok randomly just because I kind of wanted to document just this journey in my life. In the past few years, I've noticed how special it is to have the opportunity to be able to take videos of moments in your life, whether it's with friends or family or just like, you know, walking down the street. I love looking back at videos. So I just like opened my TikTok app because I was like an avid I loved going on TikTok all the time. And I kind of just like took a video and posted it, and I didn't think anything of it. And I like took a nap, and a couple hours later, like it had thousands and thousands of likes, and I was like, what the heck is happening? Like, oh my god. So it was really weird. I was like shocked, because that was not my intention at all. It was kind of just for fun and like just like a little place for me to be able to look back on. And also at the time, that was with the whole Trump potentially banning TikTok thing, so I wasn't really taking it that seriously just because I didn't know the future of what was going to hold for TikTok. So yeah, it kind of just happened by chance, honestly, and it was just kind of something fun that I wanted to do. And after I made my first one, I realized like how exciting and fun it was to be able to kind of film and kind of be a little bit more creative and just kind of take my mind off school and things like that, and just kind of have like a little hobby for me to do that made me happy. So after that first video, I just started posting more TikToks, and that's kind of how it started. Question is, do you see yourself living in New York for the rest of your life? And the answer to that is no. I love to kind of experience different places, and in my childhood I grew up moving around a lot, so that's something that I'm very used to. And you know, change is one of those things that kind of scares me but also excites me at the same time. And I feel like, you know, I'm young, and you know, especially being in the fashion industry, it's a great opportunity to experience different cultures, since, you know, the fashion industry is not just an American industry, it's a global industry. So I hopefully would love to move somewhere else after college. Obviously, I'm not sure what the future holds. So, you know, if I get an amazing job or, you know, whatever happens, I'm not going to shut the door and say that I'm not going to stay here after college. I have no idea. But I would love the opportunity to be able to move to different places and experience the world. So I love this question. It is, what do you like most about your life right now, and what is one thing you're working on actively changing? I think that's such a great question. So, you know, one thing that I love about my life right now is the people in it. I am so blessed to have an amazing group of friends, an amazing family that supports me and loves me no matter what. And growing up, you know, I never really had super close friends. You know, since I did move around a lot, you know, I never really had that time to make those long-lasting relationships. So being in college and having the opportunity to meet so many amazing people that I know will be in my life for the rest of my life is so amazing, and something that makes me just so happy and so blessed. And I know I would not be where I am today without those people in my life. So I am very thankful about that, and that is one thing that I absolutely love about my life. Now, one thing that I'm actively trying to change, there's a lot of things. We're always in a kind of self-progress, help kind of area here. But one thing that I would say I'm actively trying to change is my mindset. So I am a very more realistic thinker. I like to say realistic, but sometimes that turns into negative thinker. So I kind of see the glass as half empty rather than half full. And that is something that I am trying to change because, you know, that's just not a healthy mindset to be in all the time, and having a more positive outlook on things definitely can just make your life so much more enjoyable. So that is something that I am actively trying to change. So we'll see how that goes. I'm trying to make those changes every day, but you never know. The question I got that I really like is, do you romanticize your life? And obviously it would be a lie if I said no. I think everyone does in a sense, especially, you know, that I post my life on social media in some sense. That in itself is romanticizing my life. But I really want to get across to people that just because, you know, my life may seem perfect and beautiful and, you know, whatever on social media doesn't mean that it is. There are times where I am like, I want to leave the city right now and never come back. I think that's a very normal thing for people. It can be a very overwhelming place. So, you know, that is something that I want people to understand. I have hard days, I have times where I freaking hate it here. So yeah, I think I definitely do. And also, you know, mental health is something that I struggle with. I would love to talk about that in another video if you guys are interested, because I have suffered with anxiety and depression for probably the past 10 or so years. And that's something that I don't really talk about on TikTok, just because I feel like that's not really the platform for it to be on. But, you know, I don't think enough people talk about that, and I think it's something that a lot of people struggle with. And in that regards, I do think I do romanticize my life in that way. You know, you don't hear me talking about the days where I don't want to get out of bed and I'm not motivated and I sleep all day, or I'm really anxious to the point where, you know, I feel like I can't focus, I have panic attacks. So for sure I do, but I'm trying to actively change that and make sure that I try to be as honest and real as possible to people, because nobody's life is perfect. Mine is far from perfect. So I definitely kind of want to make that clear, just for everyone, that like, there's times when my life sucks, and don't get me wrong, I'm grateful and I'm blessed, but you know, life's hard and everyone's life is different, and that's what makes it, you know, special. Is living in New York worth it? And I would say yes and no. I am so grateful that I'm here for my college experience. I am someone who is not the traditional college kind of gal. I would not enjoy a traditional state school or something like that. So in that regards, I think it is worth it. You know, you are in a place where you can meet so many different people with so many different opinions and so many different views on life. And, you know, since being here, I have grown so much, not only in my views, but my opinions and my mindset. And, you know, I'm really happy with the person I am now versus the person I was when I was in high school. Not to mention the people that I've met here are some of my most favorite people in the entire world. So in that sense, absolutely. But you know, there are a lot of things to consider. I just noticed that this piece of hair is sticking out. But you know, it is really expensive. College is expensive, and especially living in New York, it's even more expensive. So if you don't have an opportunity to, you know, take out a loan or, you know that this might set you back financially, then I would say don't do it. It's a kind of a personal decision that you have to make for yourself. But for me personally, I would say that living in New York has been worth it so far, and I am so happy to be here. Best tips to love yourself, and I love this question. This is something that I do actively struggle with. I think everybody does in some sense, but I think also being a woman and, you know, being a young adult, it's hard when we are surrounded by, you know, media and celebrities and bloggers, and, you know, we're always constantly comparing ourselves, and I do that all the time. And, you know, especially these past few years, it's been really hard, because I'm always constantly comparing myself, and there's days where I feel great and I am so happy about, you know, my personality and my values and my beliefs, and, you know, how I look. And that sounds so surface level, but it is true. I think we all kind of struggle with that at some degree. And then there's days where I'm like, I hate everything about me. Like, I hate everything about me. And it breaks my heart hearing myself say that. But it's true. You know, some of the things that I've learned through the past years through therapy and learning from others who are kind of going through the same thing is really just making a gratitude list every day and really focusing on the things that you love about yourself. So when I have those negative thoughts about, oh, I hate how my body looks in these jeans or whatever, I have to kind of reframe that thought and think, you know, no, like, I'm gonna love myself. My body is allowing me to walk. It's allowing me to think. It's allowing me to, you know, touch people's lives. And it's also so much more just about how you look, but it's who you are as a person. So I think kind of creating those gratitude lists and kind of retraining your thoughts are also just kind of distracting yourself from that. You know, when I get into those mindsets, I like to write down a list of what I'm thankful for and what I'm grateful for, and, you know, that I'm grateful for that I have such amazing, supportive parents and sister, and that my friends are just some of the most amazing people in my life, and, you know, how far I've come from, you know, 10 years ago to where I am now. Just things like that, just to kind of take, I don't know how to explain this, but kind of just refocus your thoughts onto more positive and more happy things, rather than just thinking about how you hate yourself and how you hate how you look and how you hate your personality or whatever. Just kind of be like, no, I'm not gonna think like that. Let me think about things that I do love about myself. You know, I love my hair, I love my sense of humor, just like things like that, and kind of just retrain yourself in those thoughts. And when you get into those thoughts, automatically kind of switch them in your brain. You know, that's something that I've learned and something that I'm still working on. So hopefully that answered your question. I feel like that question was kind of all over the place, or my answer was all over the place, but that's kind of my go-to thing that I do in order to help with that. So what are my favorite things about living in New York City? just the different experiences and cultures that you get to be exposed to, and the amount of different people that you get to meet is just amazing. You know, you're walking down the street and you're always seeing something new and something different, not to mention just the sheer beauty that the city is. You know, especially right now, our country is kind of, or was, in just like a very sad space. Now we have some hope, obviously, but even just being here, you know, people are just very positive and very happy, and I think they have hope, and that's something that really encourages me and makes me really happy to be in a city where people share similar values and beliefs as I do, but also there's other people that can help me to challenge that and allow me to be exposed to different things and kind of learn. And yeah, I think definitely that is one of my favorite things for sure. Another question that I get a lot, and I never know the answer, how to answer it, is what would you call your aesthetic? First, I can never say that word properly. I don't know. I really don't know. I kind of just make it up as I go. So what I've been saying recently is the pastel Danish Scandinavian aesthetic. That could be totally off base and not correct at all, but that's what I call it. But I don't know. So what do I want to do after college? I honestly have absolutely no idea. I feel like my mind changes all the time, but if I could say like my absolute dream job, like this would be my ideal goal, is to do something in trend forecasting. That would be like the ultimate thing for me. But I'm also not sure, like I'm open to doing some things in PR and being maybe a creative or brand director. I'm not exactly sure. Hopefully I will figure that out within the next few years because I am a junior, so I need to kind of figure that out. But as of right now, that's what I'm thinking, but I feel like my answer changes a lot, so I'm not exactly sure. So we shall see. If that changes, I will let you guys know. But yeah, the last question I'm gonna answer is, what do I do in my free time? I'm a very homebody person, so when I'm not doing school or work stuff, I just kind of relax, honestly. You know, I'll watch TV. My favorite thing ever is taking naps, so I love to take naps. Listen to music, find new music, also just go for walks. It's something that I like to do, so that's kind of really it. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means the absolute world that you guys care enough to click on a video and listen to me talk for like 20 minutes or however long this video is going to be. So thank you so much, and also thank you so much for all of your support and love the past few months. It means the absolute world, and I'm always constantly pinching myself every day because I cannot believe this is my life. So tell me your video requests in the comments below because I have some ideas, but I want to make sure I'm creating things that you guys want to see. A lot of you guys are asking for a full room tour and a full apartment tour of where everything is from, so I can definitely do that. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'm also going to be doing a giveaway on my TikTok just for 30,000 subscribers. 30,000 followers. I can't talk. So if you want to enter that, it should be up in a few days of when this video goes up. So make sure you go enter that if you're interested. And other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing, beautiful day. Thank you guys again, and I love you, every single one of you, so much. So thank you so much for watching.